Anthony, will you write my resume for me? I get this question a lot, especially when I'm helping my clients workshop their narrative. And they always say to me, "Ugh, you're so much better at me than this. Could you just write it for me?" And yes, I do have a professional marketing background that does make it easier for me to come up with a narrative to make it sound good and appealing to hiring managers. But always, my answer is the same: no. And in this video, I'm going to tell you why I don't write resumes for my clients and how one of my earlier clients is so much better off because I made her write her own resume. If we don't already know each other, I'm Anthony, and look, I am a career satisfaction coach, and I worded that very specifically, a career satisfaction coach. I'm not a career counselor, I'm not a resume coach, I'm not a climb the ladder career advancement coach. I'm a career satisfaction coach. And what it really comes down to is, what's your objective, right? Is it to door number one, get a job, any job, as quickly as possible? Or door number two, create career satisfaction, create a career that you're actually excited to wake up for? Because believe it or not, these are two totally different objectives that require two very different mentalities. And yes, I can get you a job. That's the easy part. But the hard part is, will you enjoy it? Will stepping into this new job be the beginning of a bright new chapter for you, or is it the beginning of just the next hell, right? And same with the resume. I could write you a resume and I could make a really dang good one, but you're the one who has to sit the interview. And then you're the one who has to live with the consequences. And if I do it for you, then I'm robbing you of the opportunity to wrestle with the bigger questions like, why am I doing this in the first place? Do I want to stay in this line of work? What's special about me anyway? And probably most importantly, what do I want to be when I grow up? One of my very first clients tipped me off to this. She came to me and she was pretty miserable. She'd been working in a thankless job, being micromanaged, not being given any opportunities. She, at some level, knew that she was better than how the job was treating her. But all of the evidence around her was pointing to, well, no, you kind of suck. And it was really messing with her self-esteem, both personally and professionally. And to make matters worse, she hadn't gotten any job offers from anywhere else. She'd been rejected from every application that she submitted over the last 2 years. And so that was, she came and was pretty stuck. And what I had her do was I had her tell me her story. I asked her a bunch of questions about, what did you do? How did you do it? Why are you proud of this thing? Which in and of itself, the telling of the story reminded her that, oh, by the way, there are things that she's done that are worthy of pride, are worthy of recognition. And that was especially important because she wasn't getting that anywhere else. And then after she told me the story, I reflected it back to her. And I played back the narrative, like the main narrative through line. And oh, here's the common thread that ties all of these stories together. And when I did this, she said to me, Anthony, oh my God, when you put it that way, it sounds amazing. Could you just put that in the resume for me? And I just said, no, because I'm just literally repeating your own words. And I think it'll mean a lot more for you if you put them on the page yourself rather than me copying and pasting from my notes. So she did that. We put her resume together. I helped her edit it and it was bomb. Let me tell you, when I tell you this is a good resume, this was a great resume. And then something very funny started happening. Even before she submitted it to a single job, she started signing off earlier from work. She stopped taking her boss's behavior so personally. She started to actually give herself the time and space to take care of her health, her social life. She found it easier to network, to go to networking events. It was less of a I have to drag myself to go there. And that networking ultimately brought her to her next opportunity, where she got a promotion and a raise to do the thing that she really wanted to be doing, but was being blocked from doing it in her old job. And guess what? I've been following her journey on LinkedIn over the last few years, and she's been absolutely crushing it. She's following her interests, she's getting more and more recognition, she's getting to work on the things that I know in like light her up. She's moving between different jobs and different companies when she needs to, and most importantly, she's doing it herself. She doesn't need to come to me. And that's because she now knows her own story. She owns it. She can tell it on her own. All of this to say that I could write your resume, but that would probably be a disservice to you, right? The act of wrestling with these things, and let me tell you, it was not easy. It was not easy for her to do this. There were many emotional moments where she felt like she wasn't getting it, or she felt like I was holding out on her, and I wasn't. But it was the act of wrestling with their story and getting to know it, getting up close and personal with something that we don't really do with ourselves. Look ourselves really in the mirror and say, this is what's awesome about me, right? This is why I'm here. These are my gifts. This is what I'm really, really good at. This is just how I express my personality. When we're able to do that, then we can articulate that to other people so they can understand it. And then when we can also tie that to, this is the value that all of these things brings to other people, then it makes the rest of it flow really easily. And then you can involve it. It goes far beyond the resume. You can take that narrative and start applying it in your networking. It'll be that much easier to go to networking events or go to parties and talk about yourself because you know what to say. And then it's the same for interview, right? When you know the stories, because you've taken the time to really get to know them and put them on your resume, it's that much easier to just spit it out on the fly when somebody's asking you about it. So I could write your resume, right? I have the technical writing skill to do it. But it probably would be a disservice to you, and that's why I don't. So that's my TED Talk. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching me get onto my soapbox about this. I'm very passionate about this. And I mean, the members in my career satisfaction community know not to ask me about this anymore. But that's because it's that much more satisfying to find the answers yourself. See you next time.